Hi friends, it's your girl Becca Sarah. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing fine. So finally, after 5 years of it being out on Disney Plus, I finally saw Mulan. So now I can finally say I've seen every Disney live action remake that has ever been put in theaters or on Disney Plus. So I'm gonna tell you right off the bat if I liked it, if I didn't like it, because the last live action movie that I saw, which was Snow White, I was like, it's okay, it's watchable, but don't spend your money, wait for it to be on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus, and if you really want to see it. And if you don't have this Plus, don't see it. And I've been telling people this. But this one, I've been sleeping on Mulan. The live action Mulan. I've been sleeping on it. Guys, I'm going to admit it. I was sleeping on it. It's good. I would give it a 5 out of 5. If you're going to be like a harsh critic and be like, there's no Mushu, which I was sad there was no Mushu, then I'd give it a 4 out of 5, just if you're gonna be nitpicky because there's no Mushu. And that was really actually the reason why when it came out in 2020, why I didn't watch it, because there's no Mushu. And again, childhood, I want a childhood, but I remember them saying they wanted to make it more based on what happened in real life. One thing I really liked in the movie, everybody that was cast, and I remembered, and I re-looked this up before doing this podcast, that everyone that acted in this movie was Asian, which was amazing. I forget if people that were half Asian in it as well, or you had to be full Asian, but I 100% know that it was an all Asian cast. They might have also, if you were half Asian, they probably would let you in as well. So, which is amazing. Full representation. It looked like China. The camera work, so I guess I'm doing the pros and cons first. Everything, the movie in general, I thought it was filmed great. It wasn't boring. It didn't drag. It wasn't like, oh, what am I watching? It was a really good movie. If you watched only the live action, you would get what's going on. A lot of the things that happened in the animated film happened. No, everything that happened in animated film was in the live action, except for Mushu and except for the songs. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the spoiler section. So spoiler, okay, so there is no songs in this movie. It's just an live action of Mulan. You get the instrumental version of Reflection. Let me start with the first song. So before we know Mulan sings Reflection, we also know as well that Honor to Us All is sang at the beginning, where Mulan has to go to the matchmaker because she's a woman and she has to get matched by a guy, because that's how you bring honor to the family, is to get matched by a guy. Stupid. Still think it's stupid. No, I know this is olden days and that's how it is, but no, my honor and my identity should not be revolved around a guy. Anyway, continuing on. So Honor to Us All, we get an instrumental version of it, and guess what? I'm not big on instrumental, but I rather an instrumental version of the song than a different version of the song like Snow White did. Like, it was like some of it and then they added stuff and then I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is Honor to Us All, but instrumental. So I knew what song it was. And then when Mulan was leaving, Reflection played. And also, like I said, like, the only time you actually heard like actual music in the movie was in the credits of the movie. So when the movie ended and the credits started rolling, we got a new song that we've never heard of at all, and that is sung by Christina Aguilera, and it's called Loyal, Brave, and True, and I believe it was made for the live action new song. And also we got a Christina Aguilera version of Reflection, and so those are the two songs in the end credits that are in English. And then we got Reflection from, I'm gonna say, a Chinese artist. I don't know what her name is. I didn't Shazam it, but to keep it safe, I'm gonna just say an Asian singer. We got the song Reflection, because I could tell by the beat. I'm very into music, and I know my Disney songs, and it was in Chinese or any of the Asian cultures, so Chinese, Japanese, Korean, but I believe it was Chinese because Mulan is Chinese, so I'm gonna say that I'm 98% it is a Chinese artist singing Reflections in Chinese. Or I'm gonna say it's an Asian artist singing Reflections in Chinese. Or if I'm wrong in general, it's an Asian female artist singing one of the song in one of the many different Asian languages. But either way, I thought that was a cool way. It's action, so no music, action. I really wish they did the instrumental for Be a Man. That would have been really cool to hear that. Because again, like I said, the movie didn't have any music in it. It just was action. You were into it the whole time. You wouldn't want to leave your eyes off the screen. So it was kind of like if you're very into Marvel and the superhero fighting scenes and stuff like that, you'd be very interested in this movie. I am gonna talk about the differences. Shane is not here, who is the lieutenant in the animated movie. He's not in there. There is a guy that potentially, I think, is her love or would be her love interest. I wrote his name down. Ohei. I believe that's how you would pronounce it. Ohei. And he's one of the guards, and I believe that he was supposed to take Chen's role because the guard that was in charge of everyone was literally knew Mulan's dad. Literally. So I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But for me in general, I will always have a closer bond to the original. I'm not saying the remake was bad. It wasn't bad. It was good. But just like, just Mushu being there, and I liked it a little bit better. I liked the Mulan getting better, and then like them doing the montage in the animated movie as well. They didn't really do that. They showed you her getting better, her getting stronger, her finally using her chin, which is what they call like, her gift. So another thing that it was new from the live action was that she had a younger sister. I remember watching it when I was younger, and then rewatching it when I was and I'm talking about Mulan, the animated movie, older a lot of times, because Mulan's my sister's favorite princess. Mine is Ariel. And I don't remember her having, or they mentioning her having a sister at all. And another thing that I wish they added to the live action, and I was waiting for it, was when Mulan came back, and I was hoping her dad would be like, the greatest gift of all is having you for a daughter. I was hoping for that line, and I'm assuming they didn't put that line because he never said that in real life, and Disney just added that anime. But I'm like, you should have added it anyway. Oh, I love that line. I was waiting for it the whole time. Did not get it. They also added her family is protected by a phoenix, so they added that element. They also added an element of there being, because of men are supposed to be doing men stuff and women aren't supposed to be doing men are supposed to be doing men stuff and women are supposed to be doing women stuff. So if you're a woman doing a guy stuff, you're called a witch, even though you're not. So pretty much Mulan's mom, is like, no, you're not supposed to be like, for example, she's like, this is going to be a little bit of spoiler, but she is trying to get the chickens in the fence. And again, there are only two daughters in the family, no boys in the family. So she is flipping, doing moves that her dad taught her, and trying to get the chickens in their gate. She got all but one, and she's doing tricks and stuff, and like literally you see everyone, especially the women in her town, being like, ew, oh, what, gross, dishonor, because she's trying to help put the chickens in the pen, and she's like flipping. I'm like, it's not that. I know I'm looking at it in a more like progressive 2025, more like women power, we can do whatever men can do if we want to point of view. But I don't see her, again, the only guy in their family is their dad, who is a warrior, that because of war he has a brace and stuff, like he can't really do a lot so her helping, and that's how I'm also looking at it. I'm like, her, if I'm gonna go through their viewpoint, her helping, however she's helping, she got the chickens in. That's, I don't think you should be like, why is she doing that? Like, all judgmentally and stuff like that. The matchmaker. Let's talk about that for a second. So her sister is terrified of spiders. I get that. I'm terrified of spiders. I'm terrified of snakes. I'm a phobic. I have a phobic of bugs in general. So I understand her sister. So there's a spider that goes on the table. Something like that actually also happens in the animated film. But there's no sister. And she covers it. The bachelor was like, "You listen to me. You're put it there. Don't put it over here." And I'm like, "No, she's trying to cover the spider because her sister's afraid." And then she moves it. Spider goes on the matchmaker's face like it does in the animated film, and she screams, and everything goes up the air because all the women, even the matchmaker, is screaming because of the spider. So she catches she catches everything in, because they're about to break, and then the matchmaker is like, "You bring dishonor to your family." I'm like, how is she bringing dishonor to her family? There was a bug. There was a horrible bug, horrible insect, alright, whatever you want to call it. Pests. Spiders are pests. They should be killed. Right there. She's not bringing dishonor at all. Not so ever. She put the cup to make sure it didn't get on anyone. You told her to move it. And then it moved. And then it jumped on everybody or crawled on everybody. And then that's what caused the everybody screamed. The dishes went here, left, and the other. So if Mulan didn't do that, you would have glass in your fingers and in your hand, and then that causes nerve damage. You were protected by glass being all over the place. So I don't know how that's dishonor. That was just my thing. I'm like, that's not dishonor at all. So what you wanted her to do was scream or not do anything, let the glass fall on the floor, and then you're like, she's fine. Come on now. I feel like that's not fair. That's not dishonor. I think Mulan did a great job. That was stupid. That was, in my opinion, completely, utterly stupid. Like, there was no reason at all. Here's another thing that I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie, but another thing that I thought was like very interesting. They were practicing all the men were practicing because none of them went into war before or were in the military. They're all new to the military. So Bo Chung, so he's the villain in the movie. He looks very creepy and evilly in the animated film. He still looks, they did a good job how they dressed him, how the scars and stuff like that, how his demeanor is and everything. Very creepy still. But he was more like, literally, if I would be like, oh, this is him, how he would look in a live action movie, they nailed it correctly. His bird in the animated film, they made the bird a human woman witch, and she's like Mulan in a way. And that's another thing that they added. She's a woman who uses her chin, and that's what they call it. Not the. She knows how to fight. She knows how to to fight, and she could be in the army, but again, because the army is like, no, you can only be you cannot be a woman and be in the army. And she was trying to help, and her village outcast her, and she literally was found by Borj Chong, and has been doing his bidding. So to be honest with you, I think in the animated version, I think that Disney should have added her to it, because have her be, shape-shifting, and not like she does more shape-shifting to different things and to help Trick and stuff like that in the live action. But I feel like in the animated, they could have done that too, been like, she's the bird, and then now she's human and bird. I think they could have done that as well. And then her and Mulan have a conversation, be like, we're the same, like, stop hiding who you are, because your chin won't be strong. And Mulan finally does that. And another difference is from the live action and the animated is Mulan gets hit, and that is how they find out in live action that she's a woman. In the live action, she listens to the woman that is like, she has power, she can shape it, so she's actually a witch. Mulan's not a witch. And she tells them, I'm Mulan. They decide that, oh, she's helped us a lot, we won't kill her. And through that, like, so I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I see how they took things out and put things in. And a lot of people thought, like, Disney's version of Mulan was more Disney-fied, and it wasn't actually how it happened. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, so now we know how it really happened, and I'm like, it's a good movie, and I feel like that it should have been called, this movie I feel like should have been called The Legend of Mulan, and this one should be called, and then the animated should have been called Mulan. Keep them both. And then on a side note, I feel like when it comes to live action, I've seen it changing the animated films of the Disney movies to the live action. Some have been good hits, and some have been misses. And I just think that for the ones that are made based on real stories and made them into like a more digestible, okay, children can watch it version, I would say Mulan is one of them. Pocahontas. Leave it as is. If the real version of these stories is very gruesome, leave it as is. Don't make a live action movie to like, oh, here's the real story. I'm fine with not knowing the real story. I'm fine with like, oh, Mulan didn't end up dating or with her commander. That's fine. I'm okay with that. She might, and from this like movie, which I feel like is based on what happened in real life, one of the soldiers she might have ended up being with, which is oh hey, she might have ended up dating him and getting matched with him, which is fine. But like the Mulan movies didn't really have like, it was more about Mulan being a badass woman and showing that yes, we women can do things just like men can, and better. Because even like the witch, and I believe she became a witch because she was shunned and she got those powers from being suppressed and things. And I'm like, a lot of the times we are more stronger and powerful and can do better things than women can. And this is one of the many stories to show that like, yes, we can do it. I don't know why you decide to be like, oh, only men. Women can do things just as good as men, or even better. And that's why I believe a lot of people, especially women, young girls, have Mulan as their favorite Disney princess. Because she shows you like, even though you're a woman, you can do anything. And one more thing that, because there's 2 videos that I keep like, I had to add more parts to because I forgot things. But in the animated film, Mulan cuts her hair in the song Reflections. She doesn't cut her hair at all. She just puts it in like man bun. And a lot of the guys in the that are soldiers there have their hair in a man bun. So I was like wondering in the animated film, like, because she ended up putting in a man bun even though it's shorter, right? I don't think she needed to cut it in the animated movie. I guess it works because of the song, but she didn't really need to. And also what I thought was like, oh girl, I feel so bad for you. She went to outside to be, like the guard outside, making sure no one does anything to camp, to the point that like, because she's a girl and she doesn't want to be found out because you would be killed, she hasn't bathed at all. And all the guys are like, you haven't, we can sense you have an odor. And I'm like, girl, you can't smell that you smell bad. Like, I know we as people can say, oh, what's that, is that me? And I think she's more in the process like, I don't want them to find out. He's like, there's a shower, but like the shower was, all the guys are there, and I don't want the guys to know I'm a girl. Like, any way possible for me to like get close to the guys, or for me to be like, no, I'm shy, I'm homebody, I'm for myself. But she did an excellent job. But I feel like that would be very tough to do in general. Like, what if you have a crush on one of them and then you're seeing things that you don't want to see as well? And it's a tough thing to do, to like take your dad's place, pretend to be a guy, try to like deepen your voice and everything, having to cover yourself, making sure that no one sees that you're a woman. All that was very, very tough, especially in that time. Like, I applaud her. She is a warrior. She's a role model. And I'm very happy, even though that Disney changed the story, which I'm fine with. I'm very happy that Disney put this as a animated movie. So what I'm telling you guys is short version, because I didn't spoil a lot, but I did say the differences. I like this movie. I thought it was great. From all the animated to live action movies, this was not, it didn't have any of the music that was in the movie. It was just a action movie. So it was just a movie, like if you were watching a movie, while the other animated to live action had the princess singing the song. This was the first one it's just a movie. So overall, I would give this a 5 out of 5. I believe that everybody should go watch it. If you have Disney Plus, it's free. Just watch it on Disney Plus. If you do not have Disney Plus, you'll have to rent it somewhere else. But like I said, I like Mulan. I would watch it again. I would recommend it to friends. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.